Holy shit.
And yes, holy shit, we are live. I am Emerson. I am the DM. That holy shit came from the one and only Alexa. I perfectly unmuted it to transition right as she said that, so that was awesome.
Why do you never give us warning before you hit the go button?
Well, because we were talking about starting.
You don't give a go or anything.
You know what? We live on the edge.
It's just the next sentence out of your mouth of, hey, we're live.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Gotta keep up.
Oh my God.
Not really. Okay. But now that I'm amused, yeah, so that is Alexa playing Astrid, our Prismari rogue. Next up is Melody playing our Witherbloom warlock. And lastly is Carly playing our Prismari wizard. We have a small team today. This is going to be a little bit more of a fun kind of RP session. May go a little bit shorter, may not. We'll see what happens. Some of our players who have a big role in upcoming sort of story beats are not here this session, but we decided instead of canceling the session, we'd still play and just sort of do stuff. Right now, our players are on the break between semesters 1 and 2 of their first year. And they're getting ready to go and meet with a criminal, essentially mafia boss, and trade off an item that they acquired at the end of the semester. They don't want to give that item to him, so they're trying to figure out a way to kind of sneakily get away with not really giving it to him. Of course, one of the players who really is involved in that situation is not here, so instead of diving into our roaring 20s but magical city session, we are instead having a few more days, or however long, of our winter break, pretty much, before that happens. Where we last left off, last session, our party members got in a little kerfuffle with a orc student who was being kind of creepy and plucking Nim, Melody's character's hair and doing all these weird kind of like measurements and really creepy science-y stuff to Nim. You guys confronted him. He was very analytical and kind of cold. Then, to make matters better, you guys decided to jump him.
Syntax, that was Syntax's idea.
Yeah, and then everyone else just ride or die went with it. And then
What else
immediately, the same professor and her ward, her nephew, that essentially kind of got in an argument with that student and you guys earlier at a party, ended up interrupting your guys' fight kind of at the end, and because of it has suspended the students who work at her magic labs until they can prove to be essentially more mature. Strangely enough, it ended with the players essentially making a deal with the kind of orc bully nerd to help kind of create a truth serum and uncover some information about one of the teachers. You think that for him, it's more so just about having information that someone else lacks. He's very much so the type of individual who thinks knowledge is power. Evelina is the only character who actually got away with not being seen at that fight. The mugging, the ambush, it looked like it was going in the player's favor until a single hit a party member and put him into death saves. So that was fun on my end. But yeah, now the following day, it was late by the time everyone got back to their dorms. What was otherwise a relatively fun night kind of got soured by the fact that you guys got in trouble for honestly messing up. You guys did, in fact, choose violence. And while I loved it, it is objectively probably not the wisest choice.
We weren't
Um,
allowed to do it in real life in school, my guy.
yeah, exactly. So you got to do it sometime.
This was catharsis.
Oh, absolutely. I realize I can actually probably make your guys' screens a little bit bigger, so I'm going to try to do that while we continue. Sorry, I just had a hiccup. With our game. Do you guys want to do anything this evening or wake up the following morning and see where we're at?
I said we could wake up the next day, unless anyone has anything they want to do that night.
I think Evie might start a little something, but then finish it the next morning. So.
Okay. I need to adjust your name because I just cropped it out of our screen a little bit. There. But yeah, so I'm assuming Carly is going to have, or Evie is going to start the letter that we have talked about.
Yup.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to... Oh, no. Melody's bouncing all over the place. I messed that up.
Oh, no.
Ignore me. I'm trying to make them bigger because I realized they look very small. And instead, I made Melody bounce all over. And now I'm using arrow keys. So she's just moving very slow.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. It's good. It's better. Carly's
I'm
name
watching it
is
on the
still
screen right now.
mildly clapped? What? Mildly? I don't know. Mildly cropped. That's the word I was trying to find. Okay, we're just going to stay there because if I keep trying to do anything, I'll just mess it up more. So, the following morning, it is still winter break, or the interim 2 weeks. You guys are kind of on that weekend in between week 1 and week 2 of your break. Reminder that the final day of the break is the new year. It is a awesome solstice that marks the an eclipse that marks the end of one year and the start of the other. It's considered extremely good luck to be born on that day, but to be born in the month before that eclipse, aka right now, is very bad luck. This month as a whole is considered a bad luck month. Yeah, what do you guys want to do? Your next day is here. You're probably a little bit muted, also a little bit sore from the fight you had last evening. In case you didn't, you guys can take long rests. You guys did rest longly. You slept. Yeah. Is there anything that you guys would like to do? You can also, if you are interested in seeing what might be going on campus, you guys can roll perception perception checks to like see if there are any clubs doing anything, if there's any other parties, feel free to do that or do whatever you guys would like to do as your characters.
I rolled perception, 17.
Oh.
Okay, cool. It doesn't look like it popped up on our Roll20, but that does not matter.
Oh. It would help if I launched the game. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
I opened the website, but I wasn't even.
That's funny.
I'm so
Now me trying to
sorry.
click on my perception
Yeah, I'll take a look at
on the one that's not connected to Roll20.
Right?
And wondering why it's not working.
No.
Oh, damn, we really are hungover.
Okay, we have a 23 perception from
natural 20.
yeah, that's disgusting. I love
You
it.
want me to re-roll it since it didn't show up?
Sure. I'm gonna probably regret this. I'm going to adjust our little viewing screen so that we can see our rolls better. Haha, look at that. There we go. Okay. So as you can see here, we have a, I zoomed in. We have a 23 from Evelina Rosengard, the only character with the last name. Alexa is a 13, and Nim is a 19. That's also not true. Other characters have last names. But
to say.
Carly's is just the only one that's in there.
Fair.
Okay, so Carly.
Me.
I mean, honestly, okay, I am hearing my voice echo back just a little bit from someone. I think it may be Melody. It's not that big of a
I'm
deal.
so sorry.
You're
Let me
fine.
turn my sensitivity down and see if that.
It's not that big of a deal. I just thought I'd mention it just in case.
Well, if it's annoying and popping up on stream, I don't want it to be an issue.
Okay, thank you.
Let me know if it happens again. Is it still happening?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about that.
You're
I
good.
don't know.
Don't
what
worry.
to for-
You're fine.
I can't
Hey,
hear
no,
it.
no. It's good. It's good. I don't hear it anymore. Awesome. Thanks. Whatever you did. Maybe it just took a second to process.
I had to turn down the sensitivity.
Okay, cool. Thank you. It wasn't that bad, but I appreciate you doing that nonetheless.
You're welcome. Shit's annoying. I don't like it.
So all of you rolled above a 10, so you're going to get basic information. But both Nim and Evelina can get additional information of whatever they may want. So, if, for example, if you guys want to know if a specific student is on campus, a teacher, something like that, just feel free to ask and I will let you know. You've asked around and figured it out, where they might be, whatever. Otherwise, all of you were able to notice that it seems that there seem to be practices on the Wizard Tower field, unofficial, because next semester is the recruiting, not auditions, the tryouts. I did theater. It's funny because I also did sports in high school. I just, for some reason, but yeah, the tryouts for the Mage Tower is next semester. And so a lot of times people use this break to do sort of some unofficial playing, get to know the game somewhat, and start kind of figuring out if they want to try to audition. So that's kind of the big event that's happening today, is an unofficial scrimmages of Mage Tower. That you guys can... football auditions? Fuck you. You're a monster. God, our chat looks terrible on our stream. Sorry about that. But if you're watching it properly on Twitch, then you can see the stream chat separately, and it'll look good there. I am revamping it all come the new year, the real new year, not the story new year. Well, kind of both. Hopefully they align. Either way, so there's that. There are Mage Tower scrimmages. There is also, it looks like, an audition for an extracurricular play put on by Silverquill at the Rose stage. But that is kind of about it. There is there any person that you guys who rolled 19 and 23 would like to know about? If they're on campus, if, yeah, or event, or just, is there anything that you would like to know about in that sense? Want information about? And you can say no, it's just, you have that option.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to know what like activities were going on around campus in case it gave us something to do during the session. But Nim's main thing is he wants to talk to Astrid whenever. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and you know Astrid is around. You know how to get to their bedroom, dorm room, bedroom, same difference. Okay. But yeah, so there's those two events. Evie, is there anyone in particular you'd like to see if they're around?
Not off the top of my head.
No worries. Again, you just have the opportunity to be like, hey, is blah, blah, blah there? At any point. I don't have anything cooler to give you for a crit, so sorry. Yeah, what are you guys wanting to do? I'm assuming Nim and Astrid want to speak, so why don't we start off with that? If you guys want to start with that, we can also start with something else to build our way in.
I mean, we can just jump right in.
I did have a quick character question.
Yeah, go for it.
Would it be possible if Astrid wanted to get a job on campus like some of the other people?
Yeah, definitely. You weren't here when we originally set that up, so you could have very easily done that. This is also a great time for all people to either get new jobs, new clubs, all that stuff. It's the end of a semester. This is the best time to join stuff.
Me and Trent were just looking at the whole Strixhaven list of potential jobs.
Massive.
And I realized I forgot to ask you about that.
Yeah, jobs, extracurricular clubs, anything like that. You were looking at the list, which I do not have up directly in front of me right now, but I can pull it up. Was there something?
2, if that helps.
You have 2 of them that you like?
Well, no, I just two that I remembered to ask you about.
Yeah, go for it. I was going to say, if you have anything in mind, that would be amazing. What are you interested in?
It was either a job at the library, or it looked like there was a tavern.
Yeah, so there is a tavern. The tavern is typically for older students, but that doesn't mean younger students don't go there. It's just typically less sought out for that. As you can see in our central campus artwork, there's that big ring of stones in the sky called a bow. At the end at one end of the bow in central campus is Bow's End Tavern. It is a hangout for typically what is considered the higher grades, so junior, senior, last 2 years of campus. In general, though, as soon as people have declared their specific college, people start going there more. A lot of it is just that drinking, in this setting, drinking age is more loose. But in general, it's roughly around 18. So a lot of times that excludes the younger 2 years from drinking, oftentimes, because schools sometimes, the earliest you can enroll, unless you're in the Prodigy program, is at 16. So as long as you are older than 18, you can work at that bar. And your character is older than 18. You're just an elf and dermatologist.
Just a little bit.
But
I'm just imagining the tavern keep has a binder for every species drinking age.
Right, and that's what I mean by loosely. It's pretty much the best way to think of it is that you guys do have student IDs, and so your student IDs are the only way anyone's going to be able to tell your age. So that's kind of how they go about doing it. It's pretty loose. Oftentimes, people will not check student IDs. But if it's someone who, like Giuseppe, looks like a kid, they're obviously going to check. And most of the time, you're still going to be allowed to be in the tavern. It's just not as much of a fun hangout if you can't drink, right? You'll just go to the cafe, typically. Yeah. Let me...
cafe where Nim works?
The cafe is where Kaerthana works.
That's right. Okay.
And works with Mina Lizana, who is the 1 year older than you, Silver Quill friend of Imagine.
Okay.
Where I had the list, where is it? Apparently I didn't put it in the folder with all of my other stuff. That's infuriating. But yeah, so now that I'm struggling to find anything and everything of use.
We can do it later if it helps.
No, don't worry. Now I can't find it and I have to find it.
Well, we can do our
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Okay, so yeah, we have our sorry, as I just ramble. Extracurriculars, we have, and I'm just going to list a whole bunch of them. Okay. Let me know if there's any that, as I say it, you're like, oh, that sounds cool. Extracurriculars, we have a Dead Languages Society, a Distinguished Society of Fine Arts, a chess club, Dragon Chess Club, a Dragon's Guard Historical Society, which is essentially historical reenactment, typically focused on Dragon's Guard, which is the military branch of Strixhaven. We have Fantastical Horticulture Club, Future Entrepreneurs of Strixhaven, Intramural Gymnastics, Intramural Silk Ball, which is kind of like American football, Intramural Water Dancing Club, Live Action Role Playing Guild, so a LARP guild, Mage Tower Cheer Squad. There's also the Mage Tower teams, but those are tryouts only and assigned by your college you go to. So if you are on Silver Quill, you are on the Silver Quill team, right? You can't like cross over. But that's what people are doing scrimmages for now, to sort of look into prospective first years. Then there's the Play Actors Drama Guild. They're the ones putting on the extracurricular show at the Rose stage. Strixhaven Iron Lifters Society, Strixhaven Showband Association, Strixhaven Star, which is the school newspaper, and the Student Mages of Faith. So those are all of our extracurriculars. We also have various jobs, things at the Biblioplex, the library, which could include stuff like being a book clerk, bookshelver, working at the cafe there, cleanup, store worker, all that stuff. We have the Bozin Tavern. We have the campus grounds, which can be everything from graffiti eraser, lawn manicurist, sidewalk sweeper, all that stuff. Campus Magic Labs, which you actually probably can't do. You can try. Again, you guys, but again,
it's fine.
there's nothing also stopping you guys from trying to convince her to let you guys work there, right? Like you guys can hunt her down and try. There's Fire Jolt Cafe, which is the one where Kaerthana works. There's the Intramural Fields, which is what it sounds like. You work either as a cleanup crew, crowd manager, equipment assistant, all that stuff, even a referee. Strixhaven Performing Arts Society, and then the Strixhaven Stadium. Those are kind of your places where you can work. Each one has specific jobs tailored to each location, and they will find one that fits you and what you like. That was a lot I threw at you. Were there any that stood out to you?
I'm still interested in either someplace at the library or that tavern.
Cool.
What were the library ones again?
I will let you know in just a second, and I'll also let you know the tavern ones. Were there any of the extracurricular clubs that you were interested in?
Not right now.
No
I
worries.
don't think.
So Biblioplex jobs, there's a book clerk, a book shelver, a cafe worker, because there is a small little cafe in the library, a cleanup crew member, garden tender, and a store worker. Are any of those interesting to you? And if something on that list does not sound interesting to you, you can always say, can I do this? And they might have that position.
And then is
and then sorry, real quick for the tavern. The tavern, there's an assistant manager position open, though that is typically reserved for people who are at least second year or higher. Cleanup crew, cook, host, or server. Server doubles as bartender.
Okay.
Dude, Astron as a bartender, that'd be pretty fucking sick.
Again, it tends to be someone who is second year or later, but if you are charismatic enough... Yeah, if you're charismatic enough and you're old enough, it doesn't really matter. It's just about like maturity. They want to make sure that you can handle dealing with drunks, dealing with,
She can deal with drunks, I'm sure.
Exactly.
I was just trying to think in terms of, I think Astrid would want to work somewhere where she could like listen in on conversations more.
Both of those would be great for that.
Yeah. but I'm starting to lean more towards like bartender at the tavern.
Hell yeah. So I will make you have to roll a charisma check to get that specific job.
Okay.
But that is going to be very fun. Also, there's a ton of NPCs we haven't really interacted with because they're connected more to that location. So if you would like, we could say that maybe Astrid was focused on her assignment for the first semester. And now during the winter break, you are going to fill in your time with an actual job here. So we can actually do that job process today, if you're interested.
If that's okay with everybody else.
Yeah. I mean,
Totally.
I think it's fun. All three of you guys can go on a little adventure to the tavern and meet some new people.
Oh, that'll be fun. We can do that first if y'all want.
What do you guys want? Do you want to have your conversation and then that, or vice versa?
I think a little warm-up scene might be good.
Cool, gotcha. I figured that this scene that you guys have to do has been in the works for a while.
Yeah.
Before you just go straight to the deep end.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Let me get you guys on over to Bow's End Tavern. So, the tavern has, let me pull up this artwork map for you guys. And then, and remember, you can drag out your guys' characters if you would like them on the map. I'll put you guys out just for fun, even though there's no real reason. Oh my God, you're massive.
You never know.
I didn't mean to do that. That was me.
No, I dragged her out. You're good. I somehow made you absolutely huge.
Oh my God.
So that, and then Nim. Oh my God, what did I do when I made these? This map of the tavern I put in when we first started this game, so it's probably set to like different scales. I also realized I don't actually have Astrid fully set up yet. So in the meantime, we are going to have luckily we do have your artwork, which looks awesome. But I'm going to make sure that I have that you have permission to actually access your character, Alexa. There, so at the very least, you have access to your thing.
I mean, we're not doing like
no, you don't even have to. You don't even have to use them. It's just if you guys want them, they're there because why not? But yeah. I mean, to be fair, with my luck, you guys will do combat, but please don't.
There can always be an encounter.
It's a tavern.
Yeah, it is a tavern. Fuck, you're right. Okay.
Think about it.
I know, I hate that. Thanks. I hate that so much. Okay, so at the western end of the Dawnbow, which is that huge arc of stones over the center of the campus, where it meets the ground, stands a smaller university landmark, Bow's End Tavern, which serves as a hangout for older students. Most patrons come for the live music, deliciously greasy food, and various potions and beverages. Others come to settle their differences in wild duels in the lot behind the tavern. The tavern's manager is a kind but strict orc named Tulk the Bulk Tusktooth.
Oh my God.
I love
him. Let me actually pull out Tulk.
Yeah.
There's Tulk. So this is Tulk the Bulk.
Oh shit. Shit.
Tusktooth.
Yeah, badass.
We ignore the potential sanitation complaints regarding him being shirtless, but he's not the cook, so it's fine.
And who would tell him anyway?
No, exactly.
No one.
Right? Like absolutely no one. There is a rumor that he used to be a pirate. No one knows if that is true.
Sips water. Nobody knows.
Yeah, but like everyone just assumes that he was a pirate at some point. Like he gives off that vibe. Like he should be working on a boat. But here he is running a tavern. Who knows? But that's Tulk the Bulk. There's a few other students about. You guys can roll perception checks if you would like to find them directly. There's also another student who seems to be working the actual bar. And that student is an owlin. The gasp.
I just love the character designs of Alan so much, okay?
Javinesh Stoutclaw.
Oh my god.
He's
They look
very
cool.
he's very tall. He kind of, to be honest, is the best way to describe him is an owlin version of Indiana Jones.
Nice.
He's
Hell
wearing
yeah.
a leather jacket.
The Owlin Jones.
Oh my god. Incredible. But yeah, that's kind of the vibe he gives off. It's very clear that he is Lorehold.
Fantastic.
But you see him over there mixing drinks. It's not super busy as it is still morning-ish, right? It's like 10 or 11. So the majority of people here are here for food, greasy grub, not alcohol. but he's making
You
some
never know.
mimosas. There's some mimosas, some Bloody Marys.
Bloody Marys.
Yeah. The drinks that are somehow fine for day drinking, even though they're still drinks. Yeah, we just
Vodka and cranberry.
yeah we
Socially acceptable.
we don't question it. We're good.
Brunch drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just brunch.
For our
A tavern.
perception, it looks like Alexa rolled a 14.
Not doing
For
great.
a 14, you do see there is Greta.
Oh my god!
over in the corner.
I want to leave immediately. Forget this job.
As well as a I'm trying to think of who else would be here.
Someone who will even Greta out.
On the other side, you see Grayson Wildemir.
Wow.
He
Direct
seems
opposite.
to be
Oh my God.
focused on writing, a lot like how a screenwriter will write in a cafe. He's writing over on the far side. Yeah, there's a few other faces, but most of which are old upperclassmen that you just have never seen before. You could try to meet some of them, but these are the only ones that you can recognize as people you have encountered before.
I will admit, I have zero player memory of Grayson.
He was only in the first
he
session.
interacted with he interacted with Imagine, and that's it.
Okay.
But that's the whole thing too. Is I'm throwing him out here just because he's here, but he is effectively a brand new face to you as well. He is a first year. Greta is not. They're everyone else.
What's the first year doing here?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of why I put him there. Is that he stands out, and then Greta also stands out because she is loud.
Yes, she's
Fair.
great.
Yeah.
Fair.
Is there what would you like to do? Do you want to talk to the bulk?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we just walk in?
Yeah, go for it. It's open. You walk on in. Someone's playing the piano in the back. It
Piano
is.
man?
Yeah, there's a piano man. It looks like it
Billy Joel?
is. Oh my god. The piano is actually being played by what appears to be a animated marble statue.
Ooh.
Those of you who are familiar with Lorehold would know that this is what's called a spirit statue. It is the mascot of Lorehold. Though mascot is a little misleading, as unlike the other mascots of the other colleges, spirit statues are quite literally souls of people who have died, bound to marble sculptures or stone sculptures of who they were. Effectively, the sculpture gives something for their spirits to latch onto. It's a form of necromancy that Lorehold utilizes so that they can speak with people who have passed on, and so that their spirit is bound to something that will not degrade or harm a living organism. But you do have to have at least a general overview of what the living person looks like and have a little bit of knowledge of them so that you can construct a statue that is close enough that the spirit can find it and attach to it.
Fair.
I will show you artwork of it in a second if it loads. So one of these spirit statues is playing the piano in the back.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
But yeah, so again, to call them a mascot kind of undermines the level of intelligence they have. But they are considered as the kind of quintessential icon of Lorehold because they're just so beyond useful. Essentially, if you dig up a statue of, let's say you dug up a statue of a Egyptian pharaoh in a dig, you'd be able to use this magic to call the spirit of that pharaoh to that statue. So it's very, very helpful if you can find a bust or anything like that of a historical figure.
Yeah. Wow. They can just call on the spirit from anywhere?
It's a little bit more complicated than that, but give or take, yes. They need to, typically if you're in a place that is connected to the spirit, it's easier. Also,
Makes
if
sense.
the statue comes from that spirit's time, it's easier. And then also however, the closer the accuracy of the statue to the spirit's actual physical appearance, the better. So there's all these things that make it easier. It's much harder to bind a spirit to a generic statue.
Makes sense.
But yeah, it is a form of necromancy, and a lot of times people don't consider Lorehold to be necromantic, but it very much so is.
Okay.
Interesting.
Technically, the two necromancy schools are Lorehold and Witherbloom. But yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I remember the one Lorehold teacher being like, we're not like Witherbloom over here. We're not like those guys.
Exactly, because they see their necromancy as more pure. If we're talking about kind of that lecture we gave a long while back about all the parts of a living being, essentially they use the statue for the body component, and they pull back a soul to put into it. Body and substance is the statue. Soul and agency comes from the previous life. The spirit, if you will. So, as you go on walking through the tavern, the Owlin kind of gestures at you all and like gestures to any of the seats, thinking that you guys are patrons. And you just yet, oi, feel free to take any seat you like.
Yeah, Nim will sit down.
Be with you in just a moment. Yeah, so let me show you him again. So this guy.
Nice Australian accent, man.
Yeah.
No, I love it for him. It's perfect.
Yeah, he has to be Australian. Like, look at him. I don't know why, but he does.
Steve Irwin, is that?
No, he definitely does.
Yeah, it's Steve Irwin.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to talk to this man. No.
To be honest, it might be New Zealand. Like, I don't know
That's
which
fair.
accent I'm doing. I know it's not quite H2O, just add water. But, you know. Clear the condensation!
No!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Clear!
I think somebody, I just know it.
Oh man.
But yeah, so I
Condensation.
do think I'm probably better at doing a New Zealand accent because I did grow up watching Flight of the Conchords.
Right.
But yeah, so he kind of says that you guys can sit down wherever. Astrid, are you going to sit with everybody, kind of get a meal, or do you want to go talk to the orc, who seems to be organizing some stuff behind the bar?
He's organizing.
I fucking hate that, but I love it. I just hate that I didn't come up with it.
No, you're fucking fire with these puns today.
I don't know, man. It's one of those days.
Incredible.
Indy Allen Jones. And now
Indy
this.
Allen Jones, and one more, and I just have to give you inspiration at this point.
You have to.
I almost said persuasion, like that's a thing.
It would have been more helpful when he had
This
a
is
rock.
the most unfocused session, I swear. I'm sorry, guys.
There's only 3 of us.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. So, Astrid, do you go over to the orc?
Yeah, I'll go over to the orc.
Can I help you? He says as he puts stuff down, turns around and sort of does that like wide-armed lean against the bar.
Fair.
If you want a drink, you should talk to Jevinish.
Good day. Now I'm doing the accent.
Oh, good day. Good day there.
Um,
You've got my brain locked on that accent now.
Oi. What are you doing there? Come on.
No, stop it. Leave me alone. Now I'm forgetting the voice. Hold on. Give me
Astrid's character flaw is imitating the accent of anyone she meets.
My sister totally has accidental accent syndrome too, so like it's a thing. She
The
like
mimicry
we'd go on
thing is so
vacation.
bad.
We like went on vacation to Italy, and we're like, Emily, don't speak with an accent. Don't. And she's like, I'm not trying to, and we're like, okay, just come on.
The mimicry is so bad. I'm like running through a filing cabinet in my brain right now. Trying
Yeah,
to
you're the
remember
SpongeBob
Astrid's
episode where they're just burning everything.
voice. Like,
It's like name. I'm talking like this. My name's Astrid.
Yeah, you have to be Italian. Be Italian.
Not that, but it's close.
I was literally talking to Jerry Melody the other day. Like, I'm just realizing now that I just gave Astrid like more of a Transylvanian accent because it doesn't have like the up and down lilt of Italian.
Yeah, it's an Italivanian accent.
That's fine. That's fine. Yes, hello. I was wondering if there were any job openings here.
He sizes you up and down. Not in a mean way, but very much so in a sizing you up kind of way.
How tall is he?
He's probably at least 6.5 feet, but he's definitely leaning forward. So it's a little hard to
close
tell.
height.
Yeah. Javanesh is also very much so at least 6.5 feet tall. He is a very imposing owlman.
Fair.
Also, now that you're a little bit closer, you're pretty sure there's like his clothes look a little bit tattered. There's a few like feathers sticking out here and there. Also, it looks like he's got a few scars and like his jacket, has a big hole in the side. It just he doesn't seem to care too much about his outward appearance.
He's been around the block.
Yeah. Why are all the other owlin tall? Because they are.
Don't worry about it.
That is true.
Evie's the only one.
Evie is the chihuahua amongst like
Oh no!
Saint Bernards and like mastiffs.
Oh,
And,
no.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
But yeah. So he looks you up and down and he says, "Are those first year robes? I don't usually employ first years. Could I see your ID? Got to make sure you're old enough to work here, first and foremost."
Of course. I hand it over.
Yeah, this is not a fake ID, correct?
No.
Okay. He does
Don't
examine
need
it.
one when you're.
He
you're
like
that
does
old.
the like fake ID check kind of stuff, The magical equivalent of it, like bends it, sniffs it for some reason, those kinds of things. Instead of like shining the light on it, he tosses it into the fire. Runes appear. It's Lord of the Rings all of a sudden. I don't know. I'm just being dumb.
I believe it.
But he's like, no, put out your hand. It's quite cool. As he puts it back. I'm kidding. I'm quoting Lord of the Rings at this point. I'll stop. But he hands it back and he's like, to be completely honest, I run the place, but Javanesh is the one who manages servers and bartenders. What specifically job are you interested in?
Is there a bartending job open?
It's mainly Javanesh who bartends, but since it's mainly him, he could probably use some help. So why don't you talk to him, and he'll be the one that kind of manages that, if you're all right with that.
That sounds good.
I trust Javanesh, and if he thinks you're good enough to run a bar alongside him, or even on your own eventually, then you're hired. But again, it's up to him. He's the manager, so even if I own the place, he's gonna be your boss.
Understood. Thank you very much.
No problem. Oi, Javanesh. And then he kind of does just like a head jerk toward you. Like that communicates everything that he just kind of said, that you're like, and Javanesh just like gives a nod, finishes doing like, smacks the cups together, shakes them, and then like pours the drink and then passes it to a server who takes it out to a table and then goes over to you. What can I, oh no, I almost did Scottish. I'm like, oh no, I just did British. How could I, okay. Good day. I take it you're here regarding the, working here.
Sorry.
Oh, no. Go. I interrupted.
I was just wondering if there was an opening for helping out with bartending.
Let's, oh, shit. I'm Javanesh Stoutclaw. What can I call you?
My name is Astrid Realis.
Oh, fancy. Estrin. Well, how about this? I take it you're old enough to work here. I'm a little bit bad with telling the age of mammals, but it's, I trust the orc fella. Tolk's a good guy. Tolk the Bulk, as we call him around here. But I'm sure he's kind of mentioned to you that I am the one who actually manages the shifts and whatnot for all of our front-facing stuff. So, yeah, if you're looking to bartend, I'd love to see if you have any knowledge of bartending for me. Have you ever bartended before? Mixed drinks, all that jazz?
Not exactly, but I've been around other people who do.
Oh, no worries. We all have to start somewhere. How about this? I think we should start off, at least for today, kind of trial run to see if this works out, with you as my barback. How does that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
Okay, come on back around here and we'll get you started helping me make a Bloody Mary. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, really. And then he starts going off on like how to make a Bloody Mary. Despite his incredibly imposing stature, he's very nice. Like his look is one of like just, gunslinging Indiana Jones vibe, right? But like if Indiana Jones just came out of a dig that he got shot at like 8 times.
Oh my god.
you see his feathers and you're pretty sure like that's some like down plumage where it's like, from like essentially hatchling plumage that's just like permanently stuck, kind of sticking out. Like he's definitely old enough that like it's just he's kind of scruffy. He kind of looks like the bird like that was rescued from an oil spill and is just like
Scrumbly.
and that's just him. He's like
Love
he's
this character.
yeah.
Just a scrumbly little guy.
Yeah, who's like 6.5 feet tall.
It's just a fella.
Yeah, just a little guy who's large.
Large.
So I am going to have you do 2 checks for me.
Okay.
First off, I want a medicine check for you mixing the drink. If you have any proficiency with like brewer's tools or alchemy supplies, you can add your proficiency bonus. If not, just roll a medicine check for me.
Ooh.
11. Okay. You're still average. You're average, which is fine. Let's see how charismatic you are during the whole process, though. Shall we?
Okay.
So roll a charisma. Persuasion? Do you have persuasion?
Persuasion, not charisma.
Well, it's a charisma-based skill. So persuasion, intimidation, deception, but if it's one of the ones outside of persuasion, I just need a justification why it would be that one.
I have persuasion.
Okay, cool. Go for it. That is a 17. Nice. So with your 17, essentially by the end of the, he maybe has you back there for about 15 minutes running you through some paces and whatnot. He nods at you and he's like, well, you're definitely going to have to be trained a bit. So long as you're okay being a barback for a while until I think you can handle working a shift on your own, I'd love to have you. It makes it quite helpful on my end. I don't have enough people who actually want to mix the drinks. So if I can get one extra person doing that, it gives me a bit more time to study as well.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you.
Well, of course. The key, of course, is that we also have to sometimes cut some people off. So I am lucky enough that my stature sometimes scares people into behaving. I don't actually have to do anything, which is great. Luckily, you're tall as well. So hopefully that won't be a problem either. But just know, every once in a while, we may have to... again, cut someone off. We don't want to be mean about it, but again, it's one of my least favourite parts of the job. But I think you'll be able to handle it. Welcome to the team. He extends a hand to you.
I shake it.
Yeah, it's one of those grabbing like this, like not just a handshake, but the we're buddies in the trenches kind of shake. Yeah. So Javanesh gives you that shake, and then kind of gives you okay, well, can you work these evenings? Flushes out the schedule with you.
Okay.
Meanwhile, another server comes to Evelina and Nim and takes your order if you guys want any food, drinks, anything like that.
Yeah, Nim wants a Bloody Mary. He doesn't know what it is.
They ask for your ID.
Ooh.
Yeah, he gives it.
Nim is older than 18, correct?
Yeah, he's like, I know his age.
No, you're fine.
He's like 19 or 20.
Yeah, I thought he was.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 20.
Okay, I thought he was. I just wanted to double check. Yeah, okay. And Evelina, what are you ordering?
She's gonna get maybe some sort of breakfasty types. Something.
Hell yeah, they do have breakfast burritos.
Are they the size of Evelina? Just
pretty much. They're very large. You can tell an orc came up with this item on the menu, kind of thing. You know? It's like there's this place where I grew up called Patty's Burritos, where the burritos are this big, to where you can't even really pick it up. Yeah, so it's like that. You're I'm pretty sure there's 5 eggs in this. It's like that kind of vibe, right? But instead, it's actually just 1 griffin egg. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll
So
give it a try.
yeah. So yeah, you order that. You get your Bloody Mary. Is Nim also getting some food? I imagine Nim might, once Nim sees how big Evelina's burrito is, get a burrito.
Like, you want to share? I don't think I can fit.
Only if you can't finish. He's like looking at it like so hungry.
It's one of those like they're like, do you want it to be a wet burrito and you're like, I don't even know what that means. But a wet burrito in real talk is when they
That's like sauce, right?
Yeah,
like
covered
sauce on
in
top?
sauce. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm like, I think I know.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing is like they'll ask and like, I don't know, does Evelina just say like, yeah, sure, I guess, or no? Is Evelina a wet burrito person?
He doesn't know what that is. He'd be like, sure, I'll try that.
Okay, so yeah, it's like a mountain. It's almost like it's a burrito, but like the sauce is pretty much chili that they poured over it.
Oh my god, that sounds so good.
So it's just like at this point, you're like, you could eat this and you'll never need to eat again all day. And you're pretty sure you'll feel terrible. But it smells amazing.
Yeah, if Evie's not gonna eat it like all, like Nim will like pick at it with her just because
Nim
I need
will
that
help.
image of them.
Nim will like,
I
I'll
need
take
that
a
image
bite.
of them.
Yeah, I'll take a bite and then eats half of it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I need them to be sharing a burrito together. I
Hell
need
yeah.
that's really cute.
Write that down. Write that down.
Me. Is there anything you guys would like to do while you're eating? Anyone you want to talk to? Not talk to each other, just focus on the food. What are you guys
What's
up
Greta
to?
doing? Nim will like peer over just to like nonchalantly to see like what Greta's doing. Like,
Greta, what is she fucking doing? She's playing darts. So there's a dartboard over here, and she is playing darts, and every time she lands just on the board, she lets out a cheer, and then like high fives anyone nearby. It looks like she's with a few people, but it's more so just that they're nearby. Like you think she's probably like she might, but like she's not hanging out with them. She's playing darts, and they're just nearby enough that like she's gonna high five them whenever she succeeds.
yeah.
Which is not as often as you would think if someone played darts regularly. So you get the vibe that she doesn't play darts regularly.
No.
Like there's definitely more than a few stuck in the wall around it. But yeah, because she's definitely not like throwing with grace. She's really trying to muscle the dart into the wall. And it is impressive because like the entire tip of the dart gets buried into the board. But also her aim is wildly inaccurate.
No.
And you can tell that like this table right here, like there's very clearly no one sitting there. Like there's no darts in that table, but it's just close enough that like no one wants to be there.
Yeah. No.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so she's over there doing that. At each time a dart lands, it's like it's a deep thump of like, oh, that's a lot of force. Even the ones stuck in the wall are like half buried in the wood planks, and you're like, oh
my
okay. Again, she is like the head of the like deadlifter society. She is strong.
Damn.
But yeah, she doesn't seem to have noticed you guys, which Nim might be a blessing because last time she was around Nim, she kind of got a little handsy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's why he was like looking. He was like, "Does she see us?"
No, she's way too in her in the zone. She is playing to fucking win against herself.
Oh my
That
god.
tracks.
I don't want to talk to Grayson, but I don't know what the fuck I'd say.
Yeah.
Just I think it would be such a weird interaction.
Write any new plays lately?
Yeah, you guys don't know who this kid is. He's definitely a first year. He looks He's got a bit more of a baby. Hold on, what button? Frickin' that one. Okay, I was like hitting every button. He's got a bit more of a baby face than a lot of the freshmen, but you still get the feeling that he is 16 like the others, not a prodigy. What he is wearing is very uptight. It's the first year robes, but there's some pins and other kind of awards pinned to it. You get the feeling like you just glance at him and you know he's from a wealthy family. Like you don't need to like. He literally wears his wealth on his shirt, like on his sleeve. Like he's wearing cufflinks. Like who does that?
Oh my god.
Jeez.
But he is very focused on whatever he is writing. And think of it as almost like a magical typewriter. And yeah, not think of it. It is. He's working on a kind of magical typewriter, but instead of the sheet scrolling side to side, it's a sheet of paper that just kind of like twirls and collects itself at the top, like he's writing on a scroll.
That's awesome.
I want one.
But yeah, so he's typing on this typewriter. You guys, you can, if you want to sort of see what he's up to, you can roll a perception check and see what you can figure out if whatever he's writing from here.
Nah, Nim will just slither over with his Bloody Mary in
Oh my
hand.
God.
Slither.
Dude, I can imagine Evie's just people watching and just watching that dude. It's like, oh, cool. And out of just sees Nim walking over. It's like, oh no.
I feel like Nim did slither though.
Oh yeah.
He definitely
Hunched
did.
over figure
He's trying,
holding the drink.
he's trying not to be noticed, but he's really tall. He's trying to be casual. But yeah, he'll go over there and sit down and just be like, "What are you writing?"
Do you try to like reach for the paper he's typing?
No, he's holding his drink.
Okay, I couldn't tell if the thing was like, what are you writing? Because
No,
I was like,
he's
that's a
holding
great
his,
way
like-
for him to fucking throw down.
Relatable.
Again.
Not
Not this session.
he like, it's very much the typewriter like, and like the last button is like there's emphasis in that last like button he presses as he doesn't change his head position. He just looks up and stares at you, and he's like, so you're Nim, the first year, correct?
Yeah, that's right. What's your name?
Grayson. Wildemere. Pleasure to meet you. He
Nice to meet you
he like
too.
brushes off his hands as if they were dirty from typing. And then he extends a very like formal hand straight ahead to you.
Nim has like sauce on his hands.
He'll extend the hand and then he'll be like, perhaps another time. And then he'll go back.
Wipe off his hands and then
No, yeah, he'll be like, pardon me, but I would prefer that you wash your hands before we shake.
That's fair. A lot of people say that.
Well, if a lot of people say that, then perhaps it is something you should take to heart.
I think I should. Syntax tells me I smell really bad.
Oh my
Syntax, he's that first year with the horns, correct?
Yeah, he's really cool.
Horns, prosthetic arm and leg.
Right.
So, he looks
How do you know about us?
I make it a point to keep myself as informed as I can about the goings on campus.
That seems smart. You seem rich.
Thank you, I suppose. It is true that I come from an influential background, but I don't think that defines me. He says, has it very clearly defines him. As you are talking, he types sort of little things here and there as you're talking. You get the sneaking suspicion he's taking notes on your conversation.
Huh. Nim's like, what are you writing about now?
Right now, I am finishing up a piece for the Star, but I do hope in the future I can get an interview with you and perhaps the rest of your friends.
An interview? Yeah, I guess that'd be okay. I don't know why.
Well, you're rather influential, are you not?
Are we?
Well, your
He has
first
no
years.
fucking idea. I guess we have done a lot of crazy shit.
Well, yes, you have. You also allegedly recovered the doll from Dapplewing Manor, correct?
Oh yeah, we totally did that. That's mine now. No one's getting that back.
He nods and he's like, obviously, I will not include your names should I interview you for the sake of professors. But if I could get a one-on-one interview with the rescuers of the doll, it could make for a very good piece for the school newspaper.
We'll see. Anyway, nice meeting you, Grayson.
Nice meeting you as well.
Then we'll get up and leave.
He just gives a curt nod before he gets back to typing.
Cool.
You do realize, have you ever looked at the school newspaper, like, ever?
No, Nim, as he leaves, he wants to try to take a look, like, over, like, Grayson's shoulder as he's, like, walking by, like, just try to steal a glance.
Ooh, okay, roll a perception check for me.
I will. Oh, that was bad. I got inspiration and I'm going to use it.
Go for
I want
it.
to know what
That
it
was
said.
a 7.
That was really bad.
It's going to be an 8.
Yeah. Oh my god.
An 11.
I mean,
Whatever.
it's above a 10.
Yeah, you do see the Strixhaven star logo at the top of what he's writing. So you do get the feeling that he is writing a piece for the paper. You also see the title. And it says, Oryx strike leaves school in chaos.
Okay.
Okay, is that all you're gonna do? Is Evelina gonna come over, or is Evelina good chilling where they are?
There's probably people watching that go down. Just be like, oh no.
That's a valid response, honestly.
So whenever Nim would come back, she'd be like, was he nice?
He was very rich.
Yeah, he does seem kind of up there with how he's all dressed.
But, like, he seems nice. He wants to interview us.
Oh, well, what?
Seems like he has an ulterior motive, though.
Ooh, how so?
I don't know. He's one of those journalist types.
Evelina, have you ever read the school newspaper?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, roll a history check for me. We're going to see if you can recall Grayson and anything he's written.
How does an 18 do you for?
That definitely does it. So you know that Grayson is responsible for some of the main articles, as sort of all reporters are, but he also writes the regular gossip column. His writing style is biting, and he uses his platform to expose bullies and mock ignorance. Many of his peers are leery of him for that reason. But yeah, he definitely makes it a point to know as much about everyone as possible, and likes to gather information until he finds the best circumstance to use it. And he doesn't hide that in his writing. You know that, yeah, some of his writing, he did originally write a piece about Imogene, the rising star in the first year. And it was written very kindly. You also note that he has written pieces that are a little less than flattering of Rubina. He's not quite being insulting enough to pick a side, but it's clear that he's also not pretending like she's a nice person.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
But yeah.
He's based.
Yeah, but at the same time, you get the feeling that if he doesn't like you, he's going to destroy you.
Fair.
Like think of him as kind of a mean girl, but like a nice mean girl. But like if you get on his bad side, he has the power and the platform to fuck you up.
Makes sense.
Again, there are boons and banes in this system.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, the Bane for him is bad.
Oh,
Like, the Bane is bad because it's essentially the gossip column just constantly talks about your worst fucking traits. Like, it's bad.
Fuck.
Alrighty.
Evelyn will then probably be like, "Oh, I think I've read some things that he's written about.
What does he
we
write
should
about?
definitely." He writes about like some about a lot of different people. Like he wrote something about Imogene, which is really cool, and he's also written some things about Rabina and how she is. So it's
What does she
definitely a good idea to be nice to him and not be mean.
Oh, that's nice. He seems nice then.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're not on his good side.
I don't think so.
No, you're good.
Hey,
But yeah, you get the feeling that like he's trying not to make Rubina an enemy, but he's also not gonna put up with her shit. Like it's this very thin line of like, not quite gonna say that she's a piece of shit, but also not gonna be like she's so nice.
Yeah.
Because he knows how much power she has.
mm-hmm.
But if he thinks he has more power than you, good luck. And he dislikes you. I will share with you guys Javanesh so that you guys can see him. Yeah. It's because you guys will have officially met him by now.
Oh shit.
And I'm also going to share with you guys Earth's Mactalk, which I thought I had already shared. The guy that you threw down with.
Mhm.
That everyone else threw down.
Yeah.
I don't regret anything.
Honestly, you shouldn't.
Of course, he's earning multiple degrees.
He's great. We love him.
We
Is there
do.
anything else you guys would like to do here or do today? Or just do?
Personally, not in here.
Okay, cool.
don't know
Astrid
about
has gotten
you guys.
her job. We will,
Congratulations!
about halfway through the next semester, we will do another check for you to see if you have become proficient enough to work the bar on your own.
Oh no.
And that will be a medicine check.
So I don't give anyone alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's also just the closest skill we have to like bartending. If you had brewer's supplies or alchemist kit, I would say that you could use that proficiency. But in this case, we're going to just stick with medicine. You guys have a conversation you would like to have. Do you want to do that now, or should we do other things? Is Evie wanting to try to pass a letter on?
I mean, sure, but like, if they want to do their scene, I can hold off with that.
I mean, we can do Evie stuff now. Nim would wait till like later,
Like
when
this
they're
evening?
like, like this evening when he's gonna like go to her dorm and like talk to her alone.
Okay, cool. So as you guys finish up here, Evie, are you wanting to try to find Dika? Or just, what are you wanting to do with this letter that you spent the evening writing last night?
She wants to maybe just go to Condrix, maybe just drop it off, kind of just be like, no one needs to see me. We'll just plop this here whenever she wants to read that.
Okay. Do you invite the others to go with you?
She'll probably mention it's like, oh, I'm gonna go drop off a letter. So if they want to come to camp, but like she's not gonna be like, let's all go.
You're not making it exciting. You're just saying you're
Yeah.
dropping off a letter.
Yeah, hoping that she is not at her office.
What are you guys gonna do?
I mean, if she made it sound boring, Nim's not gonna go.
But also, if you want Nim to go, go. Right? Because you can also just say Nim is bored, doesn't have anything else to do. Don't forget, there's
true.
also the audition at the theater, as well as the Mage Tower.
I kind of want to go check out the audition just to see who's there.
I can already tell you one person who's there.
I know.
Oh.
Oh man. No, Nim will stay.
Stick with Carly?
No, he'll like stay in his dorm.
Okay, I get you. But what about Astrid?
I think Astrid would go.
Well, if
Okay.
Astrid's going, Nim's going.
Yeah, because I was going to say we could say you guys have your conversation
Oh, then yeah.
while she's delivering the letter.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
Then I'll do that. Yeah. I was 50-50 on it.
Cool.
Why don't then, just because it involves more people, why don't we start off with your conversation, if you're okay with that?
Yeah.
So I imagine Evelina walks with you guys for a little ways until you part paths as Evelina takes the route toward toward Quandrix. And you two start working your way back toward the freshman dorms. I almost said civilian dorms. You could start talking before you get there. There's also lots of great sort of pretty areas you could sit under trees or whatnot, or you could also work your way into one of your guys' dorm rooms where it might feel a bit more private. What are you guys up to or wanting?
If they're just walking back, and there's like foresty area, then we'll kind of like wander off just into the foresty area. And,
Again,
like...
it's kind of like in this picture, right? Where it's like, it's not quite forested. I said the wrong term, but like cultivated grass, hedges,
I see.
Lots of trees. Like squirrels might be there, but it's not going to be like, deer and... Well,
yeah, either way, he's like wandering around so that he's not looking directly at Astrid. He's like kicking rocks or something. I don't know. He's doing something stupid. And he's just going to be like, so who are you really?
Exactly how much do you wish to know?
Everything.
When did you find out? How did you figure it out?
A few nights ago. My patron told me. My master.
All right. I'm curious how he knows.
He knows a lot of things. A lot more than I do, apparently.
It may not be a good thing in the long run.
That's debatable. But it's not what we're talking about right now. He told me that you were my sister.
I am.
How do you know that?
Sister.
What does that mean? Who do you know from my family?
I don't know anything about your personal family beyond our shared parent, if I'm being honest today. If it makes you feel any better, I only figured it out right before coming here. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to take this job, because it would allow me to come here.
How did you figure it out?
Thanks to working with Uren, I have more accessibility to more knowledge, to more resources to find out things. I was curious about my own parentage. It led me to you.
So, obviously, it's Dad, right? We share a dad?
Yes.
So, do you know where he is?
Couldn't find anything on his whereabouts. And I tried.
I don't even know if he's still alive. I haven't seen him in 10 years plus.
More than that for me. I don't even remember him very much personally. Uren is my father.
So he raised you?
Essentially, yes. He may be a criminal, but he was a good father.
I guess
I
that
wasn't trying to
means...
keep this from you, Nim. I was just looking for a right moment to tell you.
No, I understand. I'm not upset. No, I'm just more angry at my father for leaving 2 families instead of 1.
I agree. I agree. I wouldn't know the first place to go looking for him, though, if there's no information on it. That's where I hit a wall.
Right. Well, maybe when we go to Goldheart, we can find something out together.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
I do have one request, you could say, to make of you before we go to Goldheart.
Sure.
It is... what's the word? It's not meant as anything negative towards you. It is just my worries of not knowing what will happen, but I'm worried about what would happen if you came into the meeting room with me and Syntax when we go and talk to Uren.
I just don't think he should have it. I don't know if
don't
I
think
should
so
have it
either.
either.
I don't think so either.
I don't think either of us should have it. I didn't
I was
know if you guys
trying-
were actually going to give it to him or not. Are you?
No, I just didn't get around to sharing this, and I was trying to decide who would be better to know and not. I'm still not going to tell you the location, but I'm not giving him the real one.
That's fair. How did you get a second one?
Syntax offered their services because apparently they're very good at that sort of thing.
Wow, do you have the fake one?
I mean, not on my person right now, but yes.
Hope it's good.
It certainly looks like it, but we will see that
Let's
day.
hope Burin doesn't know the difference.
And if he does notice the difference, I think I might just tell him the truth. And he
At
can
that
go
point, I
looking
don't
for it
really
on his
know.
own. I'm sorry?
At that point, I don't know what else you could do.
Not much. But
Except fight
at
your
the
own
very
dad.
least, I can make him go look for it on his own. And it'll take him a little longer.
Right. Well, you don't have to tell me where the real one is, obviously.
Again, it's not meant as insult to you, it's for your safety.
I understand.
I did always want a brother, though.
You
The
did.
Mafia family isn't really a real family at the end of the day.
I mean, I've never had any siblings either that I've known of. It was always just me and Mom. After Dad, after she got sick and Dad left us.
I'm sorry.
Oh, things happen.
That they do. That they do.
But it is cool to know that, I don't know, there's someone else kind of like me out there.
I mean, that means we're both drow, yes?
I'm half. My mother was human. Well, before all
It
this.
counts. It still counts.
Yeah, I think so. Well, maybe we should get back to the dorms.
Probably. We have a lot of preparing to do.
We do. Big day tomorrow.
Agreed.
Nice. That was a lot more amicable than I worried it could go.
I didn't want it to go badly with
No, I don't
Aster.
know why I was expecting it to be possibly more confrontational than it was, but I was definitely like getting ready for like syntax level, I need a conversation. And I think it's just mainly that syntax is the one that has instigated I need to have a conversation talks.
I think,
And
yeah.
they're all
I can see it.
very confrontational. So when this
I have
went
no
very
idea where he's going.
smoothly,
It's really weird.
when this went very smoothly, I was like, huh. Well, okay.
Why do you think I was so nervous the first time Trent was like, I want to go talk to Astrid? Oh, fuck. No,
Yeah,
fuck.
right? I mean, like, Trent's
I don't know what's
character is
gonna happen.
great. Trent does it wonderfully, but like, fucking hell.
It's great.
Okay, so now that we have that, what, Evelina, you are going to Quandrix campus in the hopes of finding an office devoid of a professor.
Secret mission, let's go.
Mood.
Now, you don't know your way around Quandrix very well. In fact, I don't know if you have ever been to Quandrix campus.
No.
It's very interesting, to put it mildly. It seems like the greenery goes on for as far as you can see. And water is shaped in ways and bound in weird geometric shapes and patterns, and it is, quite honestly, rather unnerving. Also, yes, thank you for the raid. Sorry, I didn't notice that we were being raided. That happened a little while ago, but still, thank you. I did notice that. Yeah, well, thank you, guys. I appreciate it if you're still here. Thanks for joining us. We normally have a bigger party, but right now we're still playing with our players who could make it. So thank you for joining us.
We've got more than 4 people watching. That's
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah.
That's somebody other than us.
Hell yeah.
9.
Yeah. But yeah, so we normally have a bigger group. We're getting ready to go to sort of a mafia type magic city next session. But yeah, the time after that, I mean, what? We're getting ready to go to a mafia thing. Sorry, I saw the big post and I got distracted trying to read that and then also continue the sentence like that's something I could do. But we, because not the full party is here, this session we are doing some sort of RP around the school campus as we prepare to go to this city. There was a fight last session that the players got in trouble with, and Evelina, played by Carly, is going to give a letter to the teacher to apologize. Hopefully it will work out. But again, you don't really know this campus. I would like you to roll roll an insight check for me.
Okie dokie. Inside, there it is.
Oh, shit.
That is a crit. You know that Dika runs the Arithmodrome, which are the on-campus magic labs. If you look down on our map, it's down here. The Arithmodrome is probably where her office would be if she runs the on-campus magic labs. The other place that her office would be in Taurus Hall, which is the main hall of Quandrix. That might be her official office, but you have a feeling the like actual practical place where she conducts research, all that would be in the Arithmodrome. And if she runs it, she's probably there whenever people are doing experiments within. So you kind of have 2 options. The Arithmodrome, you're pretty confident you could find her office or her pretty easily. But the flip side is that there's a high likelihood she will be there. Taurus Hall, you can probably find her like academic, almost office hours like office. But you're not sure how often she uses that. And it might be a little bit hard to find within Taurus Hall. You don't know anything about either of these 2 locations, though, so you don't really know how navigating either of them might work. You assume they're just normal buildings. They're
Oh
not,
boy.
but you assume they are.
Mm.
That was your first mistake.
Oh yeah.
You're just like mainly right now you're using insight to kind of think about her and what you know of her, and you've seen signs pointing to the Arithmodrome and pointing to Taurus Hall. So you can follow either sign.
She'll probably go to the Arithmodrome just to make sure the letter actually gets to her because she feels very bad.
Okay, cool. Risk meeting the teacher, but make sure she gets the message.
Yeah.
I can stand by that choice. As you're approaching the Arithmodrome, it's very weird. Nim and Syntax have been here numerous times. After all, they work here, or they worked here. You haven't. And the closer you approach this, the less it looks like a building. The more it looks like just a floating, folding geometry made out of water. Think of almost a Rubik's Cube that's like spinning and trying to solve itself, but you can't actually see individual squares on each side, right? So it's this cube that has these like weird discs coming out and rotating and twisting and changing. It looks like an art project from Prismari that you'd find in the Fury Gale, except it's so mathematically precise that a single drop of water falls off of it. Nothing like that. As it's rotating and spinning, you notice, one of the arms that like rotates out, spins down, and just passes by the walkway for just a second, and someone steps out of it as if it weren't moving like crazy. They just step and keep walking as if normal. You see another person walking up and not changing their pace. Another portion of the Arithmodrome rotates perfectly into the path of them walking, and they just walk into the side of this water. It's quite bizarre, really. You notice that no one seems to be, waiting for it to rotate into position. They just seem to walk, and it happens to be in the right place at the right time. But yeah, it looks like you have to walk into a wall of water.
She's so fascinated by all this, just staring at everything, but
Also, what's weirder is no one seems wet when they leave this Arithmodrome either. But you definitely saw all the water bounce off of them as they were stepping out, like through a waterfall.
Okay. So she sees that, but she's still gonna bring her wings up to cover herself and try her best to aim to get into the building somehow.
Yeah, so do you go with confidence forward, or do you try to like wait for it to time correctly?
I think she'll try to like watch it, see if she can get any like timing down, and if she just can't, she's gonna give up and just walk.
Okay.
Try her best.
So as you're sitting there watching, you're like, no, nothing is spiraling down toward the entrance. Like nothing is coming near the entrance. But then again, someone just walks by, and as they're walking, something aligns and they go in. It's very strange. It's almost like it is calculating when people are getting there and doing it, but it's not going to align if no one's coming in or leaving. So yeah, eventually you're just like, I just have to go for it. And you push your way forward. It's a surreal feeling because you feel the water hit your wings, but it's almost like pushing through a curtain as opposed to a waterfall. It feels wet, but it doesn't feel heavy like it should when the waterfall is, a good 50 plus feet tall. And as you step in, you feel like you need to shake your feathers dry, but then you look down and notice there's no water in them. The inside space is a little disconcerting. It's substantially larger than the outside space appeared. It also seems to have numerous, it's mainly a hallway with numerous different doors branching off. Each door, some of which look too close together that like they obviously would open into the same room, but they also seem not to, as you see someone step out of one and you feel a burst of hot air, and then another and it's cold. And they're right next to each other. They should be interacting, but they're not. It's very much so has this feeling that each door leads to a little mini pocket dimension, much like one that you're in right now. And sure enough, this space is very liminal. The ceilings seem to kind of go off indefinitely. The floors kind of almost like walking on a plane of glass just kind of stretch out. And these doors are there, and there's kind of walls supporting them, but even those seem almost ethereal. It's very bizarre. Roll a perception check for me.
Oh, I also mentioned she's like that one meme where the guy's like looks and blinking with the math going around.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Equations.
That is a crit fail.
No!
Oh shit.
Man. All right. She runs into a door and
No!
You feel a little bit of panic. Like you're not entirely sure if it's from not being able to like figure out where to go, but just your heart is kind of pounding right now, and you're it's a little uncomfortable, right? Like it shouldn't be like this. You're not someone who gets like nervous trying to navigate. But either way, your heart's kind of pounding right now, and there's a little bit of anxiety here. You can try doors. There's one at the end of the hallway. There's stuff like that you can probably assume might be an important door, but it's a little hard to tell. Some of the doors have little markings on them that look like numbers and whatnot. So who knows? Maybe I would give you more help, but you did crit fail. Where do you want to go? As your heart's kind of flittering in your chest.
Mm-hmm. Well, is there anyone like kind of just walking by, or is she just by herself with all of these like?
You are just by yourself.
Man, can't even ask for directions. All right.
You crit failed.
Yeah. She'll try and like go up to a door that has markings on it just to see like what it says, if it actually says helpful stuff or it's just nonsense.
So the markings definitely come across as something that might be helpful to someone, but to you is just nonsense. Like it's very much the like AB12, you know? And so you're like, okay, maybe that's a classroom. Maybe it's a equation. Again, you do see a door at the end of the hall that is looks a little different than the others. It's positioned a little bit separate than the others. So maybe that's either a main lab or a continuation of doors or something else entirely. As you're kind of walking down the hallway, you do notice some of the doors seem to fade from view, and then others almost fade and float in as someone steps out of them. Almost Monsters Inc.-esque, where when a door is needed, it appears and then disappears like that. You have a feeling that all the doors that are currently here are because someone is inside of them. Or it's programmed to stay attached to the main entry.
Mm-hmm. Okay. She'll take note of that, and then she'll go towards the one odd door.
Yeah, go
different
for it.
From the rest.
As you go to it, you notice that on this one the sign says, oh my god, English, supplies. It seems to be kind of a hub-like door, the supplies. There's another word, I just can't think of it, so we're going to stick with the word supplies. Sorry. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. I've even said it to Nim and Syntax when they were in here, but I can't remember it now. But it's a supply-like door. Go for it.
I'm no help. I don't remember.
No, I mean, essentially, for lack of a better term, it's the door you're fucking looking for, right? You're looking for a door that, think of it as like, it's almost like the administrative door, like the administrative office for this place. It's where you would get any supplies you need, where you would talk to anyone if anything wrong is happening. Yeah, essentially a hub lab. Like main laboratory, something like that. You get what I'm trying to say. I know there's a term for it, and my brain is just completely fried. And apparently I didn't write it down in my notes, so that's great. But yeah, supplies but better, it says on the door.
Gosh. Alright, she'll try and open the door a little bit. Not like fully, but like just kind of
it opens
like,
easily enough. Yeah, as you step
open
inside, it's very similar to kind of a high school lab with that kind of dark stone countertops, sinks, and a whole bunch of different supplies along the back walls. From how Nim and Syntax have described their job, this seems like the room that they mainly base out of. Yeah, there's also a series of doors in the back that one of which looks like it leads to a storage closet where there's actual supplies. Another one seems like it leads to a small personal office. And on the office door, it does say Dika. Professor
I was gonna
Dika.
say like so many doors.
No, yeah, don't overthink it. You're in the right place.
Yeah.
It does say Professor Dika.
Nice, sweet. She will hop on over, maybe take a listen in. Real quick listen before.
Oh, you're listening in. Roll a perception. You already said it. We're fucking doing it. Roll a perception check.
She just wanted to check to see if anyone was. Oh man.
Roll a perception.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, unless you like crit fail. Oh, okay. 18? Cool.
Huh. I'm always afraid because dice hate me.
No, I totally feel that. You do hear the muffled sound of voices from the other side. It's a little hard to make out what they're talking about, but you're pretty sure you recognize both Dika's voice and Animo's voice on the other side. Both people you were trying to avoid.
Oh, shit.
If it was just Professor Dika, okay, sure. But Animo's there's like...
You do feel like they... It does feel like they're arguing a little bit. I'm just being honest. It does feel like they're arguing a little bit.
Shit.
You can't quite make out what they're saying, but you get the feeling that, at least from Animo's side, there's elevated tones.
Oh, the worst time. Oh, great. Okay.
What you gonna do?
That's a good question. Is there either on the door or anywhere near the door, like a little...
Like mail drop box thing?
Kinda, yeah. Like
there is not.
Oh, shit.
You're not at her proper office.
Does it seem like there's enough room between
you can
the
slide
door
it
and the
underneath.
floor?
Yeah, you can slide it under.
She just opens the door.
Oh my God.
It opens outward. Thump.
No! Oh no!
Oh my gosh. Okay,
My
so she
God.
will...
The true horror.
She's gonna get ready to run because she doesn't like want to be like... want to be that person who is just caught. So she's gonna at least slide it halfway so that they see it, and she's gonna book it out. Like, does not want to...
Love it.
That's so funny.
Roll a fucking athletics check for me. Because I want to see... or acrobatics, either one.
Athletics... Where's the acrobatics? Hold on. Where'd it go?
One is
There it is.
dexterity, one is strength.
Maybe not athletics, because that's a -1.
Hey, I should have.
Oh gosh. All right, here we go. Acrobatics. Jeez, almost
18, nice. You essentially go full like parkour mode. You like, because you're short, you like slide underneath one of the desks, like parkour off of a chair and like tuck and roll over these desks and cross the room like incredibly fast to get to the exit, to where you are leaving the far door as you hear the latch of the office opening.
Oh my god.
It's literally like you know you just made it out in time as the door opens. You are back in the main room, the main like kind of hallway to the arithmetic room. You can see the exit on the far side. Do you head toward the exit? Do you head elsewhere?
Going towards the exit.
You're going toward the exit. Okay.
Going towards the exit.
Um,
She does not want to mess with any other door
do me
because she
one
knows.
final thing. What's your wisdom?
My wisdom is +1.
Okie dokie. Just for giggles, I want you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Just for giggles. Don't read too much into it.
Wisdom saving throw. Ah, okay.
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Nothing happens. You're good. You manage to make it out. You're heading for the exit, right? Okay. Yeah. You make it out to the exit. Your heart is absolutely pounding in your chest. This, like,
needs to,
sure,
like, lay
you've
down,
been
be like,
in a fight and all this, but this might be the scariest thing you've ever done.
Deep
And
is scary.
that is where the wisdom save comes in. You just are like, this was fucking terrifying.
He's having a freaking
Like,
panic
yeah,
attack.
pretty
Just
much,
on the side,
pretty
crawled up.
Pretty much.
Relatable.
Yeah. Where do you go next? Do you head back to the dorms? Do you go to the play auditions, the scrimmage, Wizard Tower? What is Evelina doing next?
Let's see. After she can recover. That's a good question. Cause going to the audition, she knows she has an inkling who might be there, right?
Oh yeah. You know Quintilius is there. He's been talking about this all week.
She kind of wants to go in support, but on the other hand, the sports thing sounds interesting.
Yeah, and you also know your other two friends are probably back in the dorms as well. So you can maybe harass them into going with you. The rest of your group is pretty tired after your fight last night, so they have not done anything. But both Astrid and Nim seemed like they were down to hang out earlier, so maybe they'll be down now. Who knows?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, she'll go see if Astrid and may want to tag along. Maybe go support Quintilius and then maybe cheer him on. She's definitely like shaking when she comes back. A little bit like it's not like a super like hard shake, but she's like there's like so that she's definitely like trying to like keep her cool.
Are you guys meeting up with her when she comes around? Are you guys gonna go out and hang out with her?
Yeah. Nim's down.
Cool. For giggles, can both of you guys roll perception checks for me?
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Nim is a 17. 23.
Jeez.
Okay.
Oh,
You
shit.
only would have gotten something like this with getting above a 18. So Evelina's definitely flustered. You get this like feeling like, oh shit, maybe we should have gone with him to deliver this letter, because this seems like it was rather stressful. But okay, like there's a little bit of that friendship guilt of like, did we just leave her alone for a very traumatic experience?
How tall is he? Oh man.
Evie is like 2 feet, 2.5 feet, right?
2
Astrid's
feet, maybe
just gonna-
3, but very small.
Can Astrid just like sit on the floor by Evie for a second?
Perfect, Astrid. That's when you notice something. There's blood on the bottom of Evie's shoes.
What?
What?
Yeah. It looks like it's been there for a while. She's tracked it from somewhere, but it looks like she walked through a pool of blood.
Holy shit.
Again, it's not leaving trails anymore, but like the edges of the soles of her shoes have a dried, caked on
she doesn't have
blood.
shoes on. It's her claws.
Okay, the edges of her claws. The edges of her claws have. Yeah, I forgot she's a fucking owl.
Yeah. Barefoot, man.
And it's definitely, it's not in the way that like she used her talons on something. It's like I walked through a pool of blood from something that was dead.
Jeez.
It is a lot of blood on her talons.
Oh my god.
And Evie seems to have not noticed. And neither has Nim.
Yeah,
Only
Nim doesn't
you
fucking know.
have managed to notice this blood.
Evie,
Yeah.
are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just I went to visit the Quandrix campus, and it was a lot more than I was expecting it to be. Not
It's a
very.
mindfuck.
Yeah.
I don't mean to overstep, but do you need a hug?
Maybe a little bit.
She just opens up her arms.
Astrid thinking something really big went down. Well,
I'm
She
so
was just having
proud
a
of
panic
you.
attack of everything.
Astrid's like, remind myself never to go to Quandrix because they just fucking kill people there, apparently.
If Evie allows it, Astrid will just kind of fold her in.
Yeah, she was gonna like use her wings to like.
Incredible.
As you're hugging, Astrid's just gonna whisper, it's like, did you walk anywhere questionable lately, Evie?
She kind of like cock her head. It's like, I don't think so. And
Anywhere
I just
dangerous?
no. There was a lot of things going on in in one of the hallways of the Quandrix school, but I don't think that's not super dangerous, though.
When's the last time you looked at yourself?
This morning when I got ready.
I don't wish to alarm you, but what happened to your claws?
My claws? What do you mean? And then she's gonna take a look. And then she'll stop dead in her tracks as if she's looking and sees probably this blood. There, I'm like, and she just kind of stares. Like,
Are you all right, Evie?
at this point, I don't know.
It's definitely not your blood, Evie.
Oh,
You
Nim
are
see
not
it now?
injured.
yeah.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, Nim sees it.
Well, whose blood is that?
Nim!
Ah! She's looking now. She's looking like she's gonna she's looking like she's about to have another panic attack.
Just over Evie's shoulder. Just stop.
I would like all of you to make wisdom saving throws for me.
Fuck.
Okay, that's better. Okay.
What the hell?
You know, the more you think about it, Evie's not hurt. The blood's dry. Hey, you don't have to worry about this.
It's you, I'm worried.
You know, actually, no. Yeah, you're fine. There's nothing to worry about here. Yeah. Evie, you're pretty calm, actually. Feel pretty good. This has been a pretty calming day, all in all.
The
Nothing's
most
really
calm that's ever been the entire break.
Yeah, nothing's wrong. This has been just a chill day. You just delivered a letter. And you never saw any blood anywhere. Neither did Astrid. Neither did Nim. You guys are fine.
She would do. Oh, I hate how you're saying this.
Nothing happened. You just delivered a letter, met up with Astrid and Nim after they had a little chat, and now you're gonna go see a show. Support Quintilius. It's a good day.
She definitely would. She definitely would out loud, like, kind of go through her steps of, like, okay, I went to the Quandrix. I dropped off a letter.
Yeah, you're walking through your day.
Yeah.
Nothing happened, so there's no. There wouldn't be blood. You didn't step in anything that had blood, so why would there be blood anywhere? So there isn't.
Does she not see the blood anymore?
No, there's no blood. There's no blood. You guys don't have to worry about it.
And I don't see it either.
No, you guys are fine. Why? What are you guys worrying about? You have this feeling like there was something scary happening, but it's less that you don't see the blood anymore. It's just that it doesn't matter.
Fuck.
And then after probably about like 5 minutes of it not mattering, you just forget it was there in the first place.
Shit.
And later that evening, Evie will wash it off when she showers, just like she'd wash off any dirt.
I mean, she has prestidigitation, so she could probably just
Evie will just
now.
probably right now just clean it off because it's not worth anything. You didn't bleed. You know you didn't walk through any pools of blood. And so once it's out of sight, it's out of mind. And once it's out of mind of all of you guys, you just kind of forget about it.
God damn it.
Nothing to worry about. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't like
Just a
it
good
here.
chill day.
I don't like it here.
We delivered a letter.
no.
She was super calm the whole time. Never felt anxiety about anything.
So I just forgot that I went on the ground and had.
You forgot that you had any kind of anxiety attack.
Wow. That's
You wondering
Oh.
why
some fucking-
Astrid and Evie are now
You
just
did
sat
not
on the
have
ground.
any kind of anxiety attack.
Holy shit. Damn, where can I get some of that?
right.
No, as far as you know, you just went into the arithmodrome, noticed they were arguing, was like, yeah, let's not deal with that. Slid the letter under, scampered out, and then met up with your friends. And now you guys are going to see the show.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All
I'm
right.
just wondering why now Astrid and Evie are just sat on the floor with each other hugging.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
What are
It's
you doing
nice.
there?
Friends are great. You didn't
Okay.
forget that you were doing that. You just, you just felt like Evie needed a hug, so you gave her a hug. You're good.
And
All
you
right.
like hugs.
Yeah, that positive motivation for that isn't there anymore, but I mean, is still there. It's just the negative motivation combined isn't, right? So the fear and like concern you had for Evie isn't there. Instead, you're just like, man, I really like you, Evie. You're really cool. Here's a hug.
Damn, I'll have what she's having.
Yeah. And you're just
Cute.
like, you realize like today's been a good day. You finally had a conversation with your brother. It went well. You got a fucking job. They're going to train you how to be a bartender, which is also helpful for Goldheart, right? Like, it sounds weird, but it could end up being more helpful than your fucking spells. Like, as far as actually getting food on the table, right? Like, Nim managed to make a new friend with Grayson, as well as avoid Greta, and have a great conversation with Astrid, where Astrid kind of explained why you're not getting to see the Necrocore. And in a way that it's not about not trusting you, it's about knowing that it's dangerous for you. Like, it's all going, everything's turning up Nim. Yeah. Same with Evelina.
Everything's going my way.
Yeah, it's been a great fucking day.
To be honest, this probably is Evie's best day out of the entire
Yeah.
break after what happened at the beginning.
Yeah, it's a
Oh my
fucking
God.
great day. And if there was ever any blood, it is not remembered. Same with
Listen,
any
man.
anxiety
All right.
or anything
Oh.
bad.
Oh,
Listen, man,
cool.
dissociation is a hell of a drug.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nice.
This is all because you crit succeeded on the perception check.
I got the question.
And failed
The
on a
quest-
wisdom save.
Yep.
Does Evie remember them arguing?
Yes. Evie
Cool.
remembers them arguing.
That's
She
all
probably-
I wanted to know.
Yeah, she probably won't mention that part, but she's like, I just dropped it off at the professor's and went on my way.
Yeah, you remember them
Yeah,
arguing for sure.
Yeah.
Or you remember Animo being angry.
Yeah. It's like
God.
that's That's a family thing. I'm not gonna touch that.
Yeah,
Let's
you're
go.
like, okay, I don't have a 10-foot
Okay.
pole on me, so we are gonna
Okay.
just leave.
So I just wanted to apologize. Here we go. All right, play. Let's go.
Shit.
Ah.
Well.
Yeah, you're
God.
All
good.
right.
All right, I
Oh,
guess
Edie's
we'll
good,
go.
yeah, but the player here ain't.
There's nothing to worry about. I already told you. This is a great day.
Don't like that.
If it makes you feel any better, we're not going to deal with this for a long time.
Oh.
It makes me feel worse. I want to know now.
Yeah, I told you I've wanted to put plot threads for a long time.
Why don't you do
We
this?
finally got it.
Evie's gonna be framed for a murder now because not her
No,
culprits.
don't worry. This is second year issues. We're good.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Fuck.
Jeez.
Begs you to wonder though how many you've seen, right?
Huh?
What?
Huh? What?
If you've forgotten everything,
How many times has it actually happened?
Yeah.
who knows?
I
But
hate.
I'm at this point. I'm just being a dick. I'm just being a dick.
You'll find where you live, man.
I know.
Yeah.
But again,
I'm.
no,
right.
you guys are good.
You keep saying that.
Hey, you guys
All right.
never had panic attacks or anything before. This is the only time we've done that, right? And you don't remember it. So I guess you've never had panic attacks before.
Okay.
All right, guys. Let's go support Quintilius. Woo.
Let's go
Woo,
support the twink.
Quinty.
Oh my god. Twinkelius.
Oh my God.
But yeah, the rest of the day
I stand
goes
by
off without a hitch. I do think this is a fun place to end the session, to be
don't think-
honest.
Yeah, no, I'm down
Quintillius
as well.
wants to see Astrid there.
Well, I just think it's fun because it gets you guys thinking. This is our little, like, we're
wanna
starting the
be thinking.
hooks. Remember,
I
I
wanna be
said
thinking.
this arc was supposed to be our Halloween arc.
Oh,
But
shit.
I'm bad at pacing. So it's our New Year's arc now.
happens.
It's our like
all
January,
year round.
February, March, however fucking long it takes.
There's not just one time to be spooky.
Yeah, it's good. So if all goes well, we will full spoop more.
Hell yeah.
And the goal with this, especially, is very much so a disconnection between what your player knows and what your character knows. Right?
Yeah.
Like right now, you guys know to be nervous. Your players don't. I mean, your characters don't. And that's the goal, right? Because D&D doesn't
That's always
actually
really fun.
do horror well. It like you can't really be scared, but what you can be scared of is the dramatic irony of you knowing your your character is making fucking terrible choices.
Oh, it's so good. That's the best part.
So that's what I'm kind of
It's
trying
like
to
real
play
life.
around with, right? Like you guys may know that something weird just happened, but your
I know.
characters don't at all, and they never will.
It's just like real life.
Yeah,
Angry.
it's fine. Disassociation
I
is
want
great.
to know.
Selective memory is great.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I want to go home. I'm home, but I want to go home.
Yeah.
Well, good news. Next session, we are going to Astron's home, which is in the middle of a
Okay.
mob. But
Ooh.
Listen.
that'll cause
Listen,
anxiety
Cal.
in a different
I love
way
you,
because you'll
Mafia
have to
Dad.
deal with syntax saying things.
I know.
True.
It makes
I
me nervous
know.
just thinking about it, if I'm being
I'm
completely
gonna chug
honest.
the rest
Good
of my
luck.
drink at this
He's
point.
gonna like call Urin a little bitch or something.
Yep. Yep. And I'm gonna be like, "You're so funny," and then you'll never see syntax again.
Shoots him point blank.
That's the whole thing. Urin like comes across as a very like friendly and playful guy.
God.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm just going to chug the rest of my drink at this point.
You said he's like Great Gatsby type with like the parties and
Yeah,
shit, right?
Yeah, he literally every weekend, every Saturday, he hosts a party at his penthouse. If you are not invited to that party, you do not matter.
No
That
shit.
is where the city is actually ruled and where meetings and deals and everything is actually done. It is the true meeting of the government every week. The city council is
Alexa,
just a
actually.
figurehead.
You made me laugh so hard that I fucking ruined my setup.
Wait, what just
Oh
happened?
man. I was laughing at Alexa fucking downing her drink, dude. I'm so sorry. I just look over at the stream and I think,
That's fantastic.
I'm sorry.
It was delicious. If it makes it matter anymore.
Mhm.
I'm
So,
stressed now. Thanks.
you're welcome. That's what I'm here for. If you think it's bad here, it's just going to be worse in Goldheart.
Let's
So,
go.
I'm coming for
with
your
that in
lunch,
mind,
man.
please join us next time. Next week, it will be the 27th, and we are going to be playing on the 27th and venturing into a Great Gatsby Roaring Twenties magical inspired Goldheart. A city that on the outside seems like a gleaming jewel, but on the inside is rotten to the core. Dramatic. But yeah, join us next time. It'll be a nice one-off-ish session. So if you're only going to join us for one session, tomorrow's session, not tomorrow, next a week from now. On the 27th. The 27th session is the perfect one to join. Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the raid. And we hope to see you next time with all of our players in tow, or at least more of them. Until then, you can catch up on episodes you've missed on our Twitch or our YouTube channel. Both of which are linked on our Twitch page. You can also join our official Discord where we all participate and chat and post silly memes and all that jazz, as well as official character art done by our amazing resident artists, which coincidentally enough is everyone who is playing here today.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We all do art.
Yeah,
How
they
did that
are our
happen?
resident player artists. We also have Jerry, who has not played
That's
as
true.
much. And then, yeah, it's great. I hope you guys join us again. We also have some commissioned artwork, but you guys didn't see it this session. But when I'm going to be revamping our whole layout and all of that, getting everyone's names up and all that in our information. So, yeah, see you guys then, and have a wonderful week, wonderful holiday if you celebrate it. And even if you don't, I hope you just have a wonderful end of the year. Until next time, see you guys later. There's the scene. See you guys later. I know what I'm doing. No, I don't.